How's everybody doing today? Happy Monday. This is Steven from Powell's Power Ups. I have a lightsaber for sale. So this is the overview video for the KR Sabers Regiis that I did. I ordered one, then when they came out, did an installation on it, and it is now for sale. So if you're interested in this lightsaber, this will go over everything that comes with the lightsaber. I will also open it up, put a battery in, do a demonstration, show how the lightsaber operates, how to make sure you take care of it properly, and like I said, do a demonstration at the end. It is a Neopixel setup, so we got a Neopixel blade, and we have a Neopixel connector on the inside of it, and it is using a Proffieboard version 2.2 with the latest operating system 6.7 and FET263's prop file for his 2-button setup. So first I'm going to go over what comes with the lightsaber. Here we have a print off. Okay, this print off is the operating instructions on how to actually operate the lightsaber with the 2-button setup. With the new operating system, there are tons of features and controls this lightsaber can do. Pretty much anything you can think of, so there's lots of pages of instructions there, so those come with this. That's pretty important to keep handy. You get your Allen wrenches. Okay, the only true Allen wrench you need here is the one for blade retention, but I'll just go ahead and throw in the other ones that came with it as well, and I'll explain why later. You also get the little threaded pummel insert, so I'm going to go over with the purpose of this later too. That came with the lightsaber. I'll talk about that when I open it up. You also get an XTAR MC1 lithium-ion battery charger and a custom Sabers Shop 18650 lithium-ion battery, 3000 milliamp hour runtime, and a max 15 amp continuous discharge. PCB protected lithium-ion battery. So that will come with it as well. So when I do lightsabers, I kind of sell them to have, a total package, everything you need to get going, kind of like for beginners, I guess you could say. So here also, I'll demonstrate this in a little bit. It comes with a 36-inch long Neopixel lightsaber blade. This is brand new. I built it, hand built it to make sure that the dark spot in the middle where the LEDs connect is eliminated. So I cut that and bring them closer, so it's a high quality, ready to go blade. I like these new blades I got from I'm so stuttery today. Woo! The Saber Bay. Yeah, Saber Bay started carrying blade kits, and I started getting theirs because their tips are threaded. So I don't have to glue it in anymore, so that's pretty cool. And if they fly off, if a customer's playing with them and they fly off, they would have to glue it back on themselves. But now they can just re-thread it on, make sure it's tight, recheck it every now and then. Comes with this wrap on it, indicating that it's new. So I haven't even peeled that off yet. I left it on and just pulled back some of it for the install. Got a Smuggler's Outpost PCB blade connector down here on the bottom. I have that bottom piece glued in there. I got one with a 30. I went with a 36 because the blade depth on the emitter on this is pretty deep. So once it's in, I think it goes in like a good 2 inches, maybe even almost 3. So once it goes in, it comes to about a 32-inch blade, or about a 33 or a 34. So it's just the right length. So I'm gonna set this aside. We'll get it out later when we do the demonstration. I know you guys probably want to see the lightsaber, so obviously it comes with the original box. Has pictures of the Regiis lightsaber on the top and the sides, and in the back here, KR Sabers. So this is the original box that it came in. Little foam piece over the top covering it up, and then you got the actual Regiis lightsaber right here. So I'm going to move this aside. It is a very gorgeous lightsaber. We have like gold, the chrome look, and black. So a mix of colors there. We have like a gold cover tech wheel, so you can actually get a belt clip and hang this from your belt if you wanted to. We got like a dark maroon, you know, maybe wine colored automatic, or I'm sorry, power button there, activation button. The other side here we have a black auxiliary button, so they're kind of opposite each other, which works great for when you hold it in your hand, kind of like triggers. So the coolest thing about this lightsaber, I will say right here at the beginning, if you are looking to purchase this, the idea is to have the shrouds, the big chrome shrouds here, is to have them etched. So once you get this lightsaber, you could send it off to another installer who does etching. Unfortunately, I do not. And you can come up with a design and they can etch it on there. So there's lots of people out there doing that right now with this lightsaber since it just came out. Lots of cool designs I've seen. So you can get this, send it off to someone to have it etched, but it's already installed, ready to go. So that's the only service you would need done on it. It is so shiny that you do get fingerprints and smudges on it from time to time. Or pretty much literally anytime you handle it. But if you just get like a microfiber cloth, you know, like the ones that come with pretty much all electronics nowadays, you can kind of just wipe them off. And when you send it to your installer, and if he does etching, I'm sorry, not your installer, whoever does the etching service, if you have etching done on it, they'll definitely clean it before they do the etching. So I'm going to go ahead and open it up now. We'll start with taking the pommel off the bottom. Let me just do a slow kind of rotation up close of the lightsaber. Got some cool windows here. Your blade, you'll see later, the blade shines through these Imperial style light panel, little window right there. So your blade shines through that. Version 3 Shtock NPXL connector has 16 LEDs on it that connects to your blade. It lights up the emitter even when the blade's not installed. And then your pommel down here has a hole in it and it's vented. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the lightsaber, take out the chassis, but first I'm going to show you this pommel. So the pommel has this little insert piece. What did I do with it? 1 second. Okay, here we go. Has this little pommel insert where if you wanted to, you could cover up those holes. You can kind of go with this look here, so it kind of threads in. You can do it with your fingers when you're putting it in, but it also has a flat part on the inside here, so you can use a flat tip screwdriver to tighten and loosen it. But if you just want a nice clean look, you can, you know, leave it like so, leave the pommel like so. But if you want more sound and you want the sound to be able to come through, you can just loosen it slightly by unscrewing it a little bit, like so. You just unscrew it a little bit. What that does is it kind of raises that to allow sound to be able to vent out. And then if you want it wide open, as loud as you can get it, then you can just take it completely out, like so. So that's what I've done, just because I like my sabers, you know, as loud as possible. But I'll leave it in the Ziploc baggie and leave that up to whoever decides to purchase it. So next we'll take out the chassis, right, which comes out just by bumping the lightsaber against the palm of your hand. You'll notice the first thing to come out is a 3D printed resonance chamber. Okay, this is kind of has two purposes. It pushes the lightsaber down, the chassis down inside the lightsaber, helps hold it in place, and then two, it's a resonance chamber. It kind of tightens up the diameter there, concentrates all the sound and pushes it out the bottom of your pommel. So that's kind of a dual purpose thing there. But then, like I said, just bump this against your hand and the chassis will come out like you see here. I'll do it again. Oh, I guess it's not coming out because I'm hitting my hand, but just kind of shake it and you'll see it just slides out. So this is just a basic matte black chassis. Okay, got some designs on it, nothing too crazy. It is a fully removable chassis because it uses the Smuggler's Outpost 14-pin connection PCBs. It has wires that run down through a channel that sit underneath the battery. It has heat shrink over them, so they're protected, and it helps keep them down inside the channel. The battery sits over the top, uses a spring tab system. Spring side is negative. We'll go over that again in a minute when we put the battery in. We have a black Proffieboard version 2.2 running the, like I said, the operating system 6.7, and then we have a KR Sabers 24mm black speaker on the bottom. So if you were to want to lift up the Proffieboard so that you could access the micro USB port of the SD card, all you have to do is get either a plastic or ceramic or some kind of non-metal pair of tweezers. You take the battery out also just to be safe, and then you just gently lift up on the corner of the Proffieboard, and then you can lift it up like you see I did there. Then you can access your SD card, put Soundfonts on, do configuration with the Proffieboard if you need to, but this has already been pre-configured. So it just has a Kyberphonic sound font on here, Battle version 1, which is a free sound font by him, and then I've already configured the Proffieboard. I also went ahead and included a copy of the configuration on the SD card so that whoever buys it has a copy of it in case they want to try doing some configuration themselves. But yeah, we'll pop a battery in and we'll reinsert it into the lightsaber and get going. But before I do that, I just wanted to show you too, in case you want to do etching yourself and you want to take this apart. I was going to kind of show you or whoever you send it to how to take it apart. The bottom shroud, okay, comes off just by taking off the cover tech wheel. That's pretty simple. The top, right, to take all that out, first thing you have to do is take off the buttons. Okay, so they're just screwed in, so I use like a pickle jar opener so I can grip them, and you just unscrew them. I got it in there pretty tight, so I definitely recommend the pickle jar opener. So these are just kind of spring-loaded push buttons. So set those aside. There's tactile switches under there. I'm going to get out the upper part of the chassis all the way and then show you what it looks like. The only thing that holds it in place is the buttons. So once you take the buttons out, you can take out the upper part of the chassis. See, this comes out. Oh, let me loosen the blade retention set screw. So that just slides out. This is the upper portion of the chassis. Again, just black 3D printed. The red is the main tactile. The black one is the auxiliary. The Shtock version 3 NPXL connector. The bottom side is the other the other Smuggler's Outpost PCB. That's how those connect, and that's how this has power and everything. But once you get all that out, then you can I'll actually send the video that Cal did from KR Sabers on how to take this all apart, but it's totally hollow now. It can be disassembled. Like I said, the shrouds can come off and these can be etched. So to put it back in, I know the red is power, so this is our power button here. So I'm just gonna insert it, line up that hole, okay, and then just thread in the power button. Once I get it all the way down, just to make sure it's tight and doesn't come loose, I use like I said, the pickle jar opener there just to kind of grip it without scratching it. And then I finish up and do the same thing with the auxiliary. So now, like I said, we'll get a battery in. We'll do a demonstration just so I can show you it works. The battery has a label on it, positive and negative, plus, minus. Positive is plus, negative is minus. The negative side goes against the spring. The spring side is negative. Do not insert your battery backwards. If you do, you can fry your electronics, so you don't want to do that. So negative goes against the spring. When you put it in, you get a boot sound. That means we got power now, it's operating. Whenever you put the battery in and you're handling the chassis now, you need to be mindful that now these pins right here are electrically charged, right? The battery's giving them power. So we don't want to touch those to anything metal because that would short and fry our electronics. So be careful when you're inserting this, just go straight in, right? And then you can just drop it in like so. Don't use your fingers and push on the speaker, that would possibly damage it. Instead, use your spacer that came with it, and that will push it down the rest of the way. And then you can thread on the pommel, and that will fully secure the chassis, inside of the lightsaber. So then, as you may have just noticed, the lightsaber has gesture controls. You can twist it on, and you can twist it off. But this is your power for activation. There's your Shtock connector, 16 LEDs on it, lighting up nicely. I chose a gold blade color to go with all the gold. And this is your auxiliary button. So I'm going to turn the camera now. I'm going to insert a blade and I'll do a demonstration with the blade. Alright, so here is the 36-inch long blade. Like I said, just to keep it new for whoever buys the lightsaber, I'm going to keep the wrap on it. So if it looks weird on video, that's why. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and insert it. When you insert your lightsaber blade in a lightsaber, no twisting. There are spring-loaded pogo pins that you just push the pad against, and they're spring-loaded. If you were to push in and twist, you could possibly bend those pins, and you would break them, so you don't want to do that. So you just insert straight in, right, until you feel those pins, the back pressure from the pins. Then there's one set screw right here that you just tighten down to secure the blade. You just push it against yourself like you saw me do. And then we'll do a demo. So you got obviously your flicker, just like an audio flicker blade style. You got blaster deflection. You got lockup. Flashes. Whoops. Works best if you clash the hilt. That's where all the sensitivity is detected, the clashing, the movement. You got force effect like you saw me do, right? You got lightning block. You can change colors.
Red, orange, dark orange, orange, gold, yellow, green, green.
Maybe we want green. Lock that in. You can check your battery level while the saber's off.
Volume menu.
Whoops, that's the volume menu.
Exiting volume menu. Battery level 88%.
Battery's at 88%. So there it is, guys. The Regiis. So here's the windows. I said I would show you guys the windows, how the blade lights through those, illuminates through those. Pretty loud actually for a 24mm. Alright, so if you're interested in purchasing the lightsaber, you guys know the drill, just reach out to me anyway, and it's for sale. So like I said though, this is probably for someone who's looking to get very customized lightsaber and they're looking to get their shrouds etched, so you can get all kinds of designs engraved into the metal shrouds there, and it looks really cool. I've seen a lot already. My favorite one was kind of like a digital looking cyberpunk design. I've seen somebody do some of those, but anyway, there it is, guys.